Good morning, students. How are you? Once again, welcome back to online classes. Yes, yesterday we discussed about important topics. Do you remember it? What are the lesson I explained yesterday? What lesson I explained yesterday? Can you say? Landforms of Andhra Pradesh. What is the name of the lesson? Landforms of Andhra Pradesh. From that lesson, what we learn? From that lesson, what we learn? Yes. What are called landforms? Mountains, plains, plateaus. I explained yesterday. Okay, now we are going to learn another important lesson. We learned about the one important village in Krishna district. Already I told you the coastal region is there in our Andhra Pradesh. That is 9 coastal districts. Among them, Krishna district is one of the most important districts in coastal areas. Today we are going to discuss about the one village of the Krishna district is called as Panamakuru, a village in the Krishna district. This is the continuous lesson to the yesterday lesson, landforms of Andhra Pradesh. Once again, this is the continuous lesson to landforms of Andhra Pradesh. Yes, now we are going to discuss what we learn about this. Listen, a team of experts they visited Panamakuru. They visited Panamakuru. What is the team? Team means maybe a 4 members of team, maybe a 5 members of team, or maybe a 4 or 3 or 5. That means a team decided to visit one of the coastal district village, that is Panamakuru, and they are observed what are the lifestyle of the people of Krishna district, Panamakuru village. What is the type of the soil? What kinds of crops are there? And what kinds of animals are they rearing? What is the situation of the particular village? How they cultivate the land? Different kinds of information they observed and they are given for us in this Panamakuru. That means a team visited the Panamakuru village. The Panamakuru village is the 3 kilometers away from Uyuru. Away from Uyuru. Yes, Uyuru is a very popular place in Krishna district because the one sugar factory is there, sugar industry is there. So it is important. As a reason, this Panamakuru village situated between Krishna Canal and Bandar Canal. Krishna River and Bandar Canal. Understand? Panamakuru is the 3 kilometers away from Uyuru, and it is situated between the river Krishna and Bandar Canal. So this team visited this village Panamakuru. Yes, what they observed in Panamakuru village. They observed the different things, that is soil, what type of soil is there, rainfall, how much rainfall are there, crops, what kinds of crops are cultivated in the Panamakuru, and also what is the type of the village, what is the type of landowners of the village, like that they given information, the different kinds of information about Penamakuru village. Yes. Now I can explain you about one of the topic. The first of all, this team observed soil type. What type of soil is there? Do you know one thing? Soil is play an important role in agriculture. Understand? The soil may play most important role in agriculture, and the irrigation facilities also, that means water. The water is also play an important role in agriculture. Suppose if water is available, the soil is less fertile. We can't get, the farmer cannot get good yieldings. That means if the soil give the good yieldings, the soil should be fertile. So example, if you play in the playground effectively, your body become strong. If your body becomes weak, can you play in the playground? Can you get the medals in the playground? Play? You can't. So like that, if the soils are fertile, we will get, the farmer get very good yieldings from the field. So first of all, soil is there. What kind of soil in Penamakuru village? Listen, Penamakuru village, the soil is a very fertile soil. It is called as a alluvial soil. Alluvial soil. It is very, very fertile. Why? Why the soil is fertile in Penamakuru means the rivers brought this soil in the flood times. It's very, very fertile. Mostly the coastal regions, the coastal districts become very fertile soils because rivers brought this soil. So it is called a delta. Already I told you yesterday. So alluvial soil is called as Ondrumatti. Ondrumatti or Ondrubhumi. Listen carefully. It's alluvial soil. That means Ondrumatti or Ondrubhumi. Why? Rivers brought this soil, so it is called as Ondrubhumi or Ondrumatti. And again, mostly the soil is black cotton soil. Black cotton soil, that means the black cotton soil is also called as Nalla Ragadi Bhumi. What is called as Nalla Ragadi Bhumi. Yes, Nalla Ragadi, black cotton soil. What is the main important characteristic of the black cotton soil? Black cotton soil is very fertile soil. It has the capacity to retain the water for a long time. That means even the no rainfall, the soil has a capacity to store water in it. But one thing is in the month of May and April, after harvesting, yes, these black cotton soil will dry and crack. Understand? These black cotton soil, it is called Nalla Ragadi Bhumi. It will dry and crack in summer season because after generally in all coastal region After November, in our Andhra Pradesh or coastal region, after November month, no rainfall is there. So, the entire cultivation must be depend upon only canal waters and tank water and well waters only. Listen, this team observed one more important soil is observed, that is called as a sandy soil. That is called sandy soil. What is called sandy soil? Sandy soil, it is also called as Isuka Bhumi. Listen carefully. What are the types of soils are there? It is alluvial soil, most fertile soil. It is brought by the rivers. It is called as Ondra Bhumi or Ondra Matti. It is mostly a black cotton soil. Black cotton is also called the Nalaragadi Bhumi or Nalaragadi Nalalu, like that. And it can dry in summer season because no rain. The main important characteristics of this type of black cotton soil is it has the water retaining capacity. Retaining means these soils store water for a long time. That is the thing. One more is called as sandy soil. It is also called Isuka Bhumi. In this type of soils, orchards are there. That is called Pandla Totalu. Orchards means, Pandla Totalu, that means fruit-bearing gardens. Fruit-bearing gardens like sapota, mango, guava, etc. comes under these categories. That means water becomes very less. It is not favorable to cultivate paddy. So this is called as soils. The second one, rainfall. The team observed what type of rainfall is there, how much rain, in which months the rainfall is available. Depend upon the rainfall, what kind of crops are cultivated in this. Rainfall. Yes. In Panamakuru, the farmers are mostly depend upon rainfall only. Yes, without the rainfall, we can't cultivate the crops. So, our Indian agriculture is mostly depend upon monsoons. That is nothing but what are called monsoons? Monsoons are called it is seasonal winds which brings rain for us. These are called monsoons. Here, rainfall comes from southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. Listen, how many kinds of monsoons are there in India? Generally, in the monsoon season, the rain will occur. Do you know? This is the monsoon season. So, the rains are started in our Andhra Pradesh, of course, in our district also, because the farmers are started their plowing the land, started their cultivation. Automatically, in this month, the farmers may start their plowing the land. So, our southwest monsoons, that is mid-June to September or October. September or October. This is mid-October to and November. Yes, after November, no rainfall in our Andhra Pradesh because the monsoon may go on. Monsoon may goes. Listen, it is called as southwest monsoon and northeast monsoons are there. In the southwest monsoon, entire India receives rainfall, but after November, no rainfall. If no rainfall after November, how farmers cultivate? Is they stop the agriculture? No. They cultivate the agriculture. They depend upon canal water and well water. And the third one, canal water, well water and tanks water. Listen, one thing I have to explain. The Penamakuru village situated very near to Krishna river. So the wells water available 15 or 20 feet of depth. 15 to 20 feet of depth water available with less expenditure. Understand? Once again, the second important characteristics of the Penamakuru, in the village Penamakuru, the agriculture depend upon rainfall, mainly southwest monsoon. The southwest monsoon season is mid-June to September or October, and northeast monsoon is mid-October to November. After November, there is no rainfall in our areas. So then the farmers may cultivate. This is called as in this season, the southwest monsoon season, the farmers cultivate agriculture. This is called as sarva. Sarva or salva. It is called a Kharif season. Listen, in our country, there are 3 agricultural crop seasons. 3 agricultural crop seasons. That is called as a Kharif season and Rabi season and Zaid. Of course, it is called a sarva because of mid-June to September. In the southwest monsoon season, the farmers cultivate sarva or it is also called as Kharif. Now, in our areas, in your village, your father or your relatives, the farmers in your village, they start cultivation. This is called sarva. One more crop after November, yes, the farmers also cultivate, that is called dalwa. Dalwa or Rabi. It's a Rabi season. It is a rainy crop. This is a winter crop. Rabi is called crop. Understand? Once again, it is after November, there is no rainfall are there. So the farmers depend upon canal water, well water, tanks water, and well water is very easy to get from the earth because very less depth, very shallow depth, 15 to 20 feet of depth, automatically the farmers get the water from the wells. It is a very less expenditure when you compare it to Rayalaseema region. When you compare it to Rayalaseema region. And next one is sarva over, next dalwa. Dalwa means it is Rabi generally we call Rabi season. Okay, that is winter season. What is the main crop of this Penamakuru village? Paddy is the main crop. Paddy is the main crop in yes, not only in Penamakuru village, but our surroundings, our Palakollu Mandal or West Godavari district, the main crop in agriculture is called paddy. Yes or no? Yes. Now I can explain you one more thing that is called crops. Yes, this team observed. The team met some farmers in Penamakuru village. They get information, crops. What kind of crops are grown in Penamakuru village? Farmers told, yes, crops are nothing but here paddy is the most important crop, and the two important crops like that dalwa and sarva, the two important crops. So main crop is paddy, vegetables. Vegetables, etc., etc. And also green grams and black grams. Of course, the main crop is paddy and vegetables. Paddy and vegetables. Of course, it is a paddy extensively in lowland areas. Okay. Do you know what is called lowland area and what is called upland area? Lowland area means the land, the soil which is well irrigated facilities. The land which is well irrigated facilities, the type of soil is called as lowland areas. Number of irrigation facilities are there. What is upland area? Yes, upland area means less irrigated facilities. Water may not be sufficient in these areas. So it is called as lowland areas and upland areas. Okay, na? Yes. Listen, already I told you crops. It is called paddy is a food crop. Food crop. Okay, paddy is a food crop. Main food crop. Main food crop. Okay, I am going to bring off. Now vegetables are there. Yes. If you want to take a best food, yes, your mother prepare tasty curries, that is vegetables may use for making curries. Now, what kind of vegetables are? Vegetables. Yes, what kind of vegetables are there? Vegetables means brinjal and tomato, dondakaya, etc., and cucumber, ridge gourds, these kind of different vegetables and vegetables cultivate. These vegetables sell in Raitu Bazars. Understand? Yes, the farmers take their vegetables to nearby markets and sell there, and sometimes they are also sell in Raitu Bazar. Do you know? Have you ever visit Raitu Bazar in your areas? Yes, the farmers must sell these vegetables in Raitu Bazars. And now we are going to discuss about orchards. Yes, what is called orchards? Yes, fruit bearing gardens. Mostly it is in upland areas. Upland areas. What I explained you, upland areas means less irrigated facilities. In this type of soil, the farmers may cultivate orchards. That is the Pandla Torta, you know. Everybody likes fruits. What is this season? Mango season. Previously, sapotas, guavas, all these are fruits. So, they are cultivate fruit bearing trees. Like sapota and mango and guava, etc., etc., etc. Understand? These are called as orchards, where the farmers like to cultivate these kind of orchards, the upland areas. It is also called Garu Bhumi. Do you know all these are Telugu words? In the agriculture sector, the farmers may use Nallaragadi Bhumi, Isuka Bhumi, and all these words are used in agriculture sector. It is a Telugu words. As it is given. Okay. Next one, orchards and land owners. Who are land owners? That means in Penamakur village, nearly 750 families are there. Among them, 10 families have 10 acres. The 150 families less than 5 acres of, and the rest of the farmers have no land. Remaining have no land. That is called as they have to go in the field work as a laborers. Understand? Look, in Panamakuru village, how many families are there? 750 families are there. Among them, 10 families, more than 10 acres of land, 150 families, less than 5 hectares. The remaining families have no land, they are laborers. Once again, I can explain these things. Okay, transport, animals. Then they observed what kind of, the team very clearly observed what kind of animals they reared. Yes, they reared bullocks and she buffaloes, goats and sheep. Once again, what type of animals they reared in Panamakuru village? Bullocks to carry the load, bullock carts. She buffaloes and he buffaloes are also there. So these kind of animals. Finally, one thing is the village. Listen, in Panamakuru village, some important necessities are there. That is called as a kirana shop and medical shop and RMP doctor. And bank, tiffin shop. These are very necessities for every village, not only Panamakuru village. In your village also, kirana shop is there. Your mother prepare food for you. She may provide work for you, bring half kilo of dal, half kilo of oil, or green grams, or red grams, like that only mother may provide. And finally, transport. Understand? Yes, in every village, medical store is there. Suppose we get fever, we may meet the doctor. RMP doctor give you simple treatment for you. Yeah, the doctor may prescribe medicines. So these medicines are available in medical stores. And also hair cutting salons. Yes, nowadays the students are very fashionably cut their hairs. Yes, these are also very important necessities of every village. These are very important necessities of finally transport. Yeah, transport is very important for every village because the farmer produce the different kinds of food grains and vegetables and other things, fisheries. All these produce must transport to other places. Listen, here transport means the roads are very connected. The roads are connected to nearby cities. Connected to cities. Uyuru and other cities. The farmers transport their goods and sell there and getting the money. So dear students, thank you very much for this.